which is provided by him himself. But there is one taqdeer-e-mubram which can never be changed, whatever may happen. And that belongs to his grander designs and his promises. One of those is Kataballahu la'aghlibanna ana wa rusuli. I have made it imperative on myself, says Allah, that I and my prophets would positively become conquerors and victorious. Now this is a taqdeer-e-mubram which cannot be changed by the holiest of the holy. Even if the Prophet himself is praying that change this, I don't want any conquest, any victory, just leave me alone. That will not be changed. Because this is taqdeer-e-mubram of a type which has absolutely no exception. And this taqdeer is referred to in the Holy Quran by Sunnatullah. Lan tajida li sunnatillahi tabdeela wa lan tajida li sunnatillahi tahweela. This sunnat can be witnessed both in the ordinary laws of nature and in the laws pertaining to the religious or spiritual world. For instance, if somebody has died and the total final, not the clinical death, total final conclusive death has taken place, then according to taqdeer-e-mubram in the ordinary sense, that person would never be revived again. It's impossible. Impossible for creatures of Allah and imperative on Allah, because He Himself has made it imperative on Himself, that this person will not be revived and will not be sent back again. Now this is not a religious taqdeer. This is taqdeer-e-mubram belonging to ordinary happenings. But there are other taqdeer-e-mubram, types of taqdeer-e-mubram, one of which I have illustrated, for instance, which belong to the religious realm and not to the ordinary realm.
When a person dies and medical authority declare he is dead, does it...
that is called clinical death.
Clinical death.
Yes.
Because I remember...
Clinical death means that as far as human perception of that stage is concerned, human perception is weak enough to receive the signals of life if they are present in some other form. Now this standard of clinical death goes on changing from time to time. The more instruments are invented, the more you are capable to listening to the signs of life, even if they are feeble. But still human knowledge and human reach are so limited that many a time a declared clinical death is not actual death, so the person is revived after apparent death.
Yes, I remember reading somewhere in the Promised Messiah book that he has said that so many saints in Islam has talked to the dead people.
But that is a different thing. Talk to the dead people through the agency of Allah's provisions. Allah has made certain provisions to make us come into communion with the dead one, and if you pray to Allah, that can happen to you. Now this can happen to every man ordinarily, but there is a sharp distinction between the two phenomena, as shown by Allah and as happening by itself through psychic forces. You may see ordinarily in a dream any loved one who has departed, and because of your deep sentiments you begin to see him in dreams and sometimes in visions as well. But that is just one-sided. There is no guarantee that the other person is also in communication with you. It's not a both-way communication system. So it is reduced to just a wish on your part. You wish you had seen, you wish you had talked to such a person, that's all. But when Allah produces this phenomena, because He has control over both these stations, here the station of earth and the station of the spiritual world, we don't know where and how it is situated. So it makes it operate on both ways, both the channels, incoming and outgoing. The result, now this can be established sometimes by the fact that the dead person whom you are talking to tells you certain things which neither you nor other human beings know, and they come to be true. This is how you determine, you can determine that this was a two-way traffic. Really there was someone on the other end who knew better and to whom I was conveying, and this was done because Allah wanted to ascertain you, to give you surety that it was just not a wishful thinking, it's something which was happening. So these incidents are quite numerous in the lives of Muslim saints, where they were praying on the grave of a dead person and suddenly they went into trance and vision. Not that body lying within the grave became talkative, became alive, it's not that. But the soul, wherever it was, it came into contact with that person. And they conversed with each other as if they were conversing like we are conversing with each other. They saw in the vision the full person in his real features. And sometimes it is reported that they had never set eyes on such a person, but when they talked to that person who appeared in the vision, and later on found out from his relatives or from reports about him, his features, they were exactly the same as he had seen. So this phenomena is a different phenomena. It's not a direct contact.
I had something else in my mind, because I think when I read this incident was that the promise was Messiah was discussing the miracles of the Jesus, and that he used to transfer his energy and healing the powers and those what they called people in his time, the Jesus. So the promised Messiah arrived. It is very many in Islam, they used to have these power, hypnosis, transfer their energy to the dead peoples and give them a certain for few seconds life.
This is not at all. That's Hazrat Masih Maud, if in that instance what I discussed is not applicable at all.
No,
that is completely different thing.
That's right.
Now the thing you are saying is this, that you through the power of mind can move the dead, not the dead only which were once alive, but any dead matter. That is called, now I have forgotten the terminology, a parapsychological term. No, kinesis. No, No. Some sort of kinesis it's called, which means that through the power of mind you can move the dead bodies. Whether they are initially dead or they were once alive and then they become dead, that energy of mind can be conveyed and transferred to some other objects. That is the point of discussion there. And this is being now established by the scientists who claim to be scientists, but the others don't still admit them to the the forum of scientists. They say you're still outside the scientists, the parapsychologists. But they are experimenting scientifically, they are following the scientific laws, the modern scientific standards, etc. And they claim that they are as much scientists as anybody others. They are not hocus-pocus people. They have experimented on these things. This is called psychokinesis. Through the power of psyche, you move dead matter or even live matter as well. So that is coming to the surface now. It's possible, it has happened before.
There is no